They're gorgeous.
Are you taking your time, Claude? Do you want me to move a little farther away from Misha to make you more comfortable? I can do that, big guy. I'll help you out, Misha, and we'll give Mr. Wildborn Claud, the Bobcat, the room that he needs to feel comfortable to enjoy his meal. Walk over here. Hey, pretty Athena. How you doing, Miss Lady? Welcome, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. There's Mr. Claud here, the three-legged Bobcat, who is taking his time with his meal today. I have caretaker Misha over to our right, who has Claud's meal. It's a prey day, so Mr. Claud actually gets a game, a bird, as well as some additional beef pieces, so we can get him on camera today for a live post. So everybody give some cheers for Claud, and we encourage this wild-born Bobcat, who does an incredible job here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, but ultimately is still rather shy since he is a wild-born cat. Everybody encourage Claud and give him the strength to head down to Mr. Misha and enjoy his meal. We're hoping so, Mr. Claud, and it's great to see that this is a regular part of a caretaker's day, is working with the cats. And this is pretty much exactly what we're seeing here. Misha is working with Claud and to make sure that he's getting his meal and he's being seen to. And it's just kind of great to see that in action here. Claud, I think, is heading inside of his cave, and hopefully will be coming through the other side here in just a moment to get a piece of his meal. And you can see Benson, who's in his lockout next to Misha. And Benson is enjoying his meal. Benson and Claud share a habitat together. These two are two Bobcat companions, both wild-born Bobcats. Benson came to the Wildcat Sanctuary after we were contacted by a rehabber in Arizona who needed to rehome a young Bobcat. Everybody's rooting for you, Claud. They say, you can do it. Courageous vibes sent Claud's way. So let's get some insight from Misha. And so Misha, when I look at this, and Claud's a little look at that. Look at that. I'm jinxing myself. Claud just walked in to his lockout there. And there he hops back over to his cave. And so with Claud, he's a little reluctant about feeding, or at least coming up to you. Maybe not. Obviously, Claud likes food, but feeding from a caretaker. So what are some, other alternative ways that Claud gets his meal?
Well, first of all, I'll explain why we're seeing this. And, if it was just me down here, Claud's actually quite comfortable coming up to me because that's his routine. Usually I will have Benson in his lockout, and then I will, like you see here, I'll leave that food in there for him. If anything, we needed to do anything medically on him, we could lock him in and have a vet have a look at him. You'll see he goes all the way into that lockout. I don't lock him in regularly, just so he feels safe in there. Because he's gotten used to routine, having one other guy down here. I'm not trying to make you the bad guy, Judson, but for a wild-born Bobcat that's been through some, has a bit of a troubled past with humans, maybe. This is totally warranted.
Yeah, so it's a little bit more of a hands-off method with Claud, and really speaks to the individualized care that we provide our residents, and having to kind of tailor things for Claud to make sure that he is going to be comfortable and is going to be receiving his diet. So I'll let you go up and give him another piece here. I see he's snacking down on one now. So a little history about Claud. Claud came to us from California, and Mr. Claud, as you can see, is missing his back right leg. And Claud was unfortunately found impaled on a fence, and rehabbers were able to help Claude out, and that leg obviously had to be amputated, and that meant Claude could not be successfully be re-released back into the wild. So Claude gets the next best thing, a Wild at Life heart here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, where we can give him the compassionate and, as you've been seeing, the individualized care that Claude deserves. So you can see he's still got his bobcat tail flickering. Signs of a happy and content bobcat. And you should see him in a moment once he's finished up his meal right there. You'll be able to see how Claude kind of navigates just like a bobcat that has 4 legs can. Claude is very nimble, and caretakers, of course, are taking the extra steps to make sure that Claude has shoveled pathways, as well as a couple extra steps to take advantage of some of the bobcat amenities that are in him and Benson's habitat. Everybody's rooting for you, Claude, and they're happy to see that you're a courageous boy today, and we're able to come over, even with an extra person here, like Misha was pointing out, that our cats, they're very keen, and they know their routines. They see that me, the paparazzi, is an extra person, one than there normally is, and so we appreciate Claude's patience with us, and we're just wanting to see you on a live close, Claude.
And Judson, some people might be asking, if Claude is a bit nervous around people or a crowd of people, why not just leave the food there, walk away, let him eat it. But what I might not be verbalizing when I'm giving him food is that I'm actually looking at Claude and every cat that's in the lockout or up at the fence. That's my best time to get a good look at their entire body, make sure that there's nothing wrong. Even while they're eating, I'm making sure to see in their mouth, are they favoring one side? Are they having trouble chewing? Do they sound like they're breathing properly? All these different things that, there's no better time than at feeding time. Also, they have different dispositions. If one is ravenous for food or on the other side isn't hungry at all, then that gives us, cause for looking into seeing why. So feeding time is just a great time to really get a look at our cats and making sure that they are tip-top.
Yep, that's right. Misha, I appreciate it. And that's one thing that we pointed out about our lockout system before. I'm going to follow Claude up here for a moment. Is that exactly what Misha just described? It gives us an opportunity to get a visual on our cats, whether we're looking at, maybe they're favoring eating on one side of their mouth. Maybe they're lifting up a paw. We just need to get a closer look at those, an inspection of the cat. And yep, those lockouts are a great tool for us to use, and one that you see here benefits our cats, which means we don't have to sedate a cat just to get a closer look at them. We have them come right into their lockout. Isn't that right, Mr. Enzo? And Claude, he just head back into the comfort of his indoor bedroom. He's probably going to do some cleaning after he just had his meal. Here's Bobcat, Enzo, and Athena having some fun. It looks like they're up next. What do we think, Missy? Misha, if Ava and the Peppers are done eating, would you mind giving them access and we can see them romping around for the second half of the live post?
Absolutely, I would love that.
All right. So it's feeding time here in Wildcat Pines, and just before I get going again, welcome if you're just tuning in. We are the Wildcat Sanctuary. It is a bright, beautiful Wednesday, above freezing, and we are happy about that. Going through a bit of a thaw here in northern Minnesota, and especially after that freezing temps that we've had for about the past 2 weeks, this 30 degrees practically feels like 80 to me. And we're doing some wrapping up, I should say, with feeding in Wildcat Pines. We were just talking about those lockouts. Here's Ava and the Peppers all exiting their lockouts and are now ready to go back and enjoy their expansive habitats. Hey, Miss Ava.
And Judson,
hey, Chili.
With some cats, we have problems with them being a bit nervous and coming in. To be honest, with these guys, they're so good that we have the opposite problem. Sometimes, Ava will sit in there for the next 10 minutes just seeing if she can get lucky with a second lunch. So
exactly.
We love how comfortable they are in there. It makes our life and healthcare so much easier.
Exactly.
And there's beautiful Mama.
And she's got to go. Ava's going to go through and make sure that none of the children left any scraps and if there's any kind of final bites she can take advantage of. Walk up the alleyway here. Just scanning through the comments. Hey, Miss Celine. Just scanning through some comments. Hey, there's your sister, Sky. Were you just talking to each other? And somebody was asking, how does Claude do with climbing? And kind of like I mentioned, Claude kind of gives us the impression that he has all four legs, because he is very much able and pretty much can do the same exact things a bobcat with four legs could do. And that looks like that's Miss Belle here hanging out inside of her cave here. And Miss Belle is the one female of the Peppers. Of course, there's Ava, the mother, but of the siblings, Belle is the only female, and Belle is the shyest of the group. And so this is a privilege for me, as well as everyone else, to be able to see Belle, who's just poking her head out of her cave and enjoying her afternoon. This is a fun experience because, like I said, Miss Belle's a little bit shy, and kind of up until the past month or so, it was even hard to get a photograph of Belle. And to see this, it's really amazing to see how far that compassionate care is going for cats like Belle, and how much she's really come around and came out of her shell. So you got Belle. Let's see if we can do some more IDing here. Here's Mama Ava hopping up on her platform there. I see Chili on the other side of the habitat. And then Hal is cruising up in the trees near their room. Hey, Miss Belle. Let's look at some comments while you're hanging out there. It's Belle, that's right. Daniel saying servals in the snow, strange. Yeah, it's definitely a knee-jerk reaction when people see cats like lions or servals in the snow. But what's great here about the Wildcat Sanctuary, and you guys can probably already answer this question before I go on to answer it, but it's great that these African cats still are able to take advantage of their outdoor habitats, because they have the comfort of their indoor spaces that are temperature controlled, making sure that they're staying safe and warm, as well as still giving them access to the outdoors, just like any cat would want to enjoy, winter or summer. Maria P is asking, do they get treats too? Yeah, frequently. You'll often see us doing kind of little, maybe not scatter feeding, but forage feeding, and that's where we'll just scatter tuna or dried chicken treats, things like that, just to spruce up the cat's day. And of course, that's in addition to their daily diet. Hey, Chili. Hey, Chill. Thank you for the hisses. He says, thank you for the hisses. And Chili, if you can remember, a frequent issue with cats coming from privately owned situations and exploiters like these cats came from. They came from a backyard breeder in Canada. Is improper diet, and that improper diet is going to lead to metabolic bone disease. And we saw that manifesting in Mr. Chili here, as well as some of his other siblings. But for Chili, unfortunately, because of those weak bones, he unfortunately had a fractured back right leg. And we were able to get a plate into Chili, and obviously you can see he's just hopping up all of his platforms now. He's completely mobile and able, but it's just a shame to see kind of how the cruelty of breeding these cats and how it manifests. And really, to me, is the most apparent thing, that these cats are the only value that these cats have to these exploiters and breeders is a monetary value, and not that of a companionship and friendship. Because if these people actually cared about these animals, they would be giving them proper diets and not selling them for profit. What do we think, Mr. Hal? I think we've seen just about every pepper on this post. We've seen just about every pepper. He says, do you have more food? Are you here to give me food? No. All right, everyone. I think we're going to call that a live post for today. Mr. Hal just gave everybody a hiss hello and a hiss goodbye. It's great to spend some time with some of the smaller cats. Tomorrow, of course, we have Tammy's Q&A, Ask the Founder, happening at 11:30. Tammy's going to be going live, and so many of you have already asked questions. I'll say feel free to ask a few more questions. We are still kind of gathering everybody's submitted questions, and if perhaps you'd like to have yours answered, be sure to comment it on this post or the post that we actually released last night. So Mr. Hal, enjoy the rest of your day. We're looking forward to that Q&A session with Tammy tomorrow. We hope for everyone's participation, and it's going to be fun. Always informative when we get to hear from the founder of the Wildcat Sanctuary. So thanks for tuning in, everyone. Have a great rest of your Wednesday, and we will see you on a live post soon.